Hello there! Have you ever heard the tragedy of Stormtrooper TD-110, a former Stormtrooper of the Galactic Empire, and then an officer for the First Order? I thought not. You may not have heard of him, but you certainly know who he is. And in this video we are going to dive into his story, so let's go. TD-110's real name was Wanton, and before joining the Empire he was part of a clan living on the harsh world of Parsh. He was born around 20 to 13 years before the Battle of Yavin. The Galactic Empire arrived on the world and put the clan to work in the mines, and at some point he decided to become a stormtrooper for the Imperial military and was designated the number TD-110. In the year 0 BBY, TD-110 served as a Sandtrooper commander and led Foot Patrol 7 based in Mos Eisley on Tatooine on a secret mission to, as we know, they were trying to recover the Death Star plans. Now, they weren't aware of this. They were merely trying to find two droids and weren't really sure why. But we know they were trying to find the Death Star plans. While in the city, they stopped and questioned an old man, a teenager, a protocol droid and an astromech, who were all on a speeder. Eventually, they let the group pass because TD-110 had been unknowingly mind-tricked. Later on, TD-110 and Foot Patrol 7 were reinforced by other units during a skirmish to try and prevent what we know as the Millennium Falcon from leaving from one of the landing bays. After doing a triple shift, TD-110 was finally allowed to leave Tatooine. He left and went to the Death Star, and he was just about to have a shower and then go to the barracks and have a rest when a siren went off. Some rebels had compromised Control Room 327, and he was going to be part of the assault to try and detain them. He didn't feel very well, however. He wasn't sure whether it was the triple shift, the fact he'd just been on Tatooine in the heat, or whether it was a result of something that the old man had done to him. So he allowed TD-787 to be the point man for the assault. As TD-110 travelled to Control Room 327, he had a sudden realisation that the droids that he'd let past in Tatooine were actually the droids that all along he had been looking for. Whilst trying to work out why on Earth, or why on Tatooine in fact, he had let the droids go past him so easily, he accidentally hit his head on the doorway into Control Room 327 and was briefly incapacitated. When he had fully come to, TD-110 realised that TD-787 had flushed out two droids from a supply closet in Control Room 327. All of a sudden, a wave hits him again. They're not the droids he's looking for. They dismiss themselves and say that they need to go to maintenance. He then realises that they are the same droids that he waved away on Tatooine, and now he's waved them away again. In an attempt to redeem himself, TD-110 tries to shoot the two droids that eluded him, but unfortunately for him, he fails. Before he was able to pursue the droids any further, he was stopped by a Moff who escorted him away for discipline. As a result of his mistakes, he was removed from his post on the Death Star. This allowed him, however, to avoid the destruction of the Death Star, but he was stationed on Tatooine for the rest of the Galactic Civil War, and he was disappointed to miss out on battles such as the Battle of Endor and the Battle of Jakku. We don't really know what happened to Wanton, formerly known as TD-110, for the next 20 years, but what we do know is that he somehow ended up as a member of the First Order, serving as a commander on the planet Vodran. He hoped to eventually be promoted to the Batali cluster, but for him, his story ends here. When Starkiller Base was destroyed, he was rammed by a stolen Griffin-class light shuttle piloted by J Squadron and was killed. And that is the sad story of Stormtrooper TD-110, also known as Wanton. The Stormtrooper who banged his head on the door. And this story is canon. It is the canon story of the Stormtrooper who banged his head on the door. But there is also a whole story outside of Star Wars about the Stormtrooper who banged his head on the door. And there's a great documentary by a guy called Jamie Stangroom. The documentary is called The Empire Strikes Door. I will link it in the description. Remember to like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. It is completely free and it would mean a lot. And watch any of the other videos I've made. There's a great one in the bottom left for you that YouTube has specially picked for you. So, it'd be nice to show your appreciation to YouTube for finding that video for you by clicking on it. But that's all. Thanks for watching. Bye.